Manchester United 4, West Ham United 1 in the League Cup at Old Trafford. And the first thing I want to say, because there are so many positives, is that was like Manchester United of the old days. If you're old enough to remember United of the old days, fast, down the wings, incisive, clinical, creating a lot of chances, getting us excited as fans. It's been few and far between for the last 3 years, potentially even the last 4. That last time we won the title, it wasn't great football. And I think at home, especially under Mourinho, for the last 2 months, it's been exciting. We've just not been putting the ball in the back of the net. So many positives from that game. If you'd asked me what I wanted from that game, it would have been Luke Shaw playing well, Martial playing well, and Mkhitaryan playing well, because those are the sort of teams I want to see well. The draw is actually happening as we're live for the League Cup, which is great. Martial, 2 goals. He needs to get his head up. He's our best player last year, outfield player. He's had a torrid time. It's down to him to produce the goods, and tonight he was given an opportunity and he did it. And I think if we can play Martial on the left-hand side of our team more and more often, we will be successful. Mkhitaryan on the right, I'm not joking. The crosses he was putting in today were Beckham-esque. I've not seen that sort of quality coming in from the right side since the days of Beckham and Neville. But on top of that, his retention of the ball, his movement to the ball, he's the real deal. He can actually be our player, our focal player for everything. He is so good. And I'm so pleased that it worked for him, because he did it against Feyenoord, which is fine. It's European and everyone says, oh, but he's played in Europe. That's his bag. But tonight it was against a physical West Ham side, and he came out of it and showed it. And he's mentally ready, he's physically ready, and most importantly, he's just a top player that we need to be playing for United. I am keeping an eye on the draw. Zlatan is a positive as well. He scored 2 goals. The draw has been done. We've got Hull, which is what I'd said 3 hours ago. I thought the draw had been done. So it's Southampton v Liverpool. It's Manchester United v Hull. Ties to be played January the 9th and the 23rd. It's probably going to be a United v Liverpool final, which is what a lot of people wanted. I wanted Liverpool in the semis. We'll beat Hull over 2 legs. So we're going to Wembley in February, and that's not. I'm not being dismissive of Hull, because anything can happen in football. But Manchester United, with the players we've got and the way we are getting better and better, we should be beating Hull over 2 legs. Wembley first season for Mourinho. That's why he takes things so seriously. But back to what matters, which is Manchester United. I thought it was superb. I just want to keep it. Oh, Mourinho's here actually.
Because the performance is something that we are used to. We are
Playing very well, which we are. I do agree with that. Very rude of me to do that. But Zlatan scoring 2 goals with his feet. Again, he did miss a couple of sitters in the first half. Well, not sitters, but he missed a couple of chances. But it's good for him to score with his feet, because that's been the problem with him. His head is very good, but he has missed a lot of chances over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks with his feet. So to score 2 goals is good for him. Apparently he's a flop. He's not a flop. He will score. And the great thing about Zlatan now is with Mkhitaryan, who is Mr. Assist Maker, and with Martial on the left, it's going to create him more things. When the big thing that stood out for me today was before the game, if you were watching the watch along and we were talking about it when the team news came out, is the ridiculous thing is, if you'd said to me we're going to win 2 out of the last 3 games, I would have said, well, the league game against West Ham has to be the priority. We haven't won that. We've won the 2 cup games. But when you look at the team that was selected against West Ham in the league, we were talking about it on Sunday. We were worried about Rashford on the left, who's not a left winger, and Lingard on the right, who I think is a squad player. That was our width against West Ham, and it was a problem. Tonight, in the League Cup game, you got Mkhitaryan on the right and Martial on the left. Suddenly, the midfield's good. The midfield's good. Carrick, Herrera, Rooney today, Pogba, Herrera, Mata on Sunday. That's a good midfield 3. But there was no width on Sunday. And today, you've got Martial and Mkhitaryan on there, and it makes a massive difference. It made a massive difference. And that will make a big difference to United. We've got to go down that route. We cannot go back to Lingard and Rashford. And I love Rashford, and I think Lingard understands what playing for United is. But Mkhitaryan's got to play on the right. Martial's got to play on the left. Mkhitaryan got 2 assists tonight. Martial got 2 goals. And Zlatan got 2 goals. It's not rocket science. It's not a coincidence. He needs to do that. Now, maybe he's not been able to do it because, Mkhitaryan had his issues. He's come through then. We know Martial's had his issues. Hopefully he's come through that. So we can't moan about, he should have been doing this for weeks, because I don't agree with that. I think Mourinho has handled the situation brilliantly, and he's now got 2 major assets. And that is where we're going to see United prove, because we are going to click. But I want to dwell on Mourinho for a little bit longer, because I think he's had so much stick in the press. I think there's a few United fans who have maybe doubted him, and certainly all our rivals have been giving him a load of stick. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves, and there's many reasons for this, but I'm going to use Marcus Rojo as an example. Me, you, everybody has said he should be sold. He's an awful defender. He needs to go. He used to jump into tackles and get skinned by anybody, or he'd stand back and people would shoot and score. Two very simple things that a defender shouldn't be doing that he was doing consistently under Van Gaal. He's not doing it anymore because Mourinho, when it comes to defenders, he knows how to defend. He knows how to get the best out of players. And he deserves a massive amount of credit. Now, I don't think Rojo is going to be first choice by any means, but at the moment, he's doing really well. And that's down to Mourinho. The same can be said about Phil Jones. And the big creme de la creme, cherry on the cake, is Wayne Rooney. I've not seen Wayne Rooney play like he did tonight for 2 years. For 2 years. Now, you can blame Rooney, you can blame previous managers, whatever. But we all know for the last 2 years especially, he was all right under Moyes, he's been a shadow of the Wayne Rooney. Never getting dropped under Van Gaal, shadow of Wayne Rooney. Mourinho's come in, he's dropped him. He didn't play him on Sunday, he played him tonight, and we've seen the best Wayne Rooney we've seen in 2 years. And a lot of fans, me included, but a lot of you have said, for the last 2 years, Wayne Rooney needs dropping and a kick up the backside. That's what, not being horrible about him, just saying that's what Rooney needs because he's playing every week. He said it in August, I've got nothing to prove. He's been dropped. He has something to prove. And when Rooney's got something to prove, Rooney plays well. And tonight, his touch, his crossing, everything that we've all been critical about, his effort, his fight, his desire with the captain's armband, that's what we've wanted from Wayne Rooney. And yes, it was a weakened West Ham team. And yes, he's got to do it more and more. I agree. I said it last week when he played well against Feyenoord. But this was a step up. He's got to do this week on week on week on week till Christmas to say that Rooney's back. But it's a massive step. And that is down to Mourinho again. This is what he's produced. He's produced a Wayne Rooney that we've not seen for 2 years. Somebody who's hungry, somebody whose touch and distribution is good, who's running around the pitch, sprinting all over the place. That is Wayne Rooney. And that's down to the manager, and that's down to the manager dropping him. But more importantly, that's down to how the manager has managed this situation. You could have a quick fix, but I don't think there was ever going to be a quick fix at United. What he's done, it's like when Van Gaal came in and said, I need 3 months, and he actually needed bloody 30 years. Mourinho probably never said it, but does need 3 months. And in that 3 months, what we've seen is we've seen players come to the forefront very quickly, like Herrera and Mata, who are like different players from the last 2 years. We've seen Carrick had to work his way back in. We've seen Schweinsteiger work his way back in. I'll come on to him. We've seen Rooney finally coming back into form after 2.5 years. We've seen Martial. He's had to have some hard, tough medicine, but he's back. Mkhitaryan the same. It's taken time, but I think we're going to get there. And I really have got confidence in this manager. I always have. And I've got real confidence in a lot of players in this squad. I still think January is going to be interesting. I think we'll go and sign a centre-back. But I just think Mourinho deserves a lot of credit to turn Rojo and Jones. Now, they're still problems, but to turn them into what they have, actual defenders. Because Rojo wasn't a defender. He's done that. Rooney is amazing what he's done with Rooney, and I credit the players because the players have got to do it, but what the management and that manager has done is brilliant, absolutely superb. A lot of us wanted Martial playing and he hasn't been playing, but the way that's managed is work. It all seems to be coming together. We've got a very, very hard game on Sunday, probably one of our hardest games of the season so far. Away to Everton, they always produce it. I know we beat them 3-0 last year, but their heads weren't there. Their all-time best manager had died a few hours before. Their heads weren't there. They will be there on Sunday. They will be up for it, and we've got to be up for it. No matter how well we play, it's a difficult place to go. But we should go into it for confidence. I just hope that Jose goes into that game, plays Martial on the left, plays Mkhitaryan on the right. He can't play Rooney because Rooney's suspended. Mata comes in. Pogba comes in. He's got difficult decisions to make, but for me, the most important thing is he's got to play Martial on the left and he's got to play Mkhitaryan on the right. And if he doesn't, then fans are going to be critical of him, and I'm sure he will. He surely will. What I want to do now is just have a very, very, because the big question is that, and I've been wanting to ask this for a while, is this one. Loads of people buzzing on Twitter, but I put a tweet out: who's your man of the match? Get commenting. Who's your man of the match? Because we put this out on Twitter, and let me have a look. Interesting. Who was your man of the match tonight? This is on Twitter. We've had nearly over 1,000 votes already. It's only been up for 20 minutes. Martial, Mkhitaryan, Rooney or Zlatan. How do you think it went? So Martial got 15%. It's quite low for somebody who got 2 goals and played the best he's played in months. Mkhitaryan got 61%, so he's won. Rooney 19%, Zlatan 5%. I thought Zlatan played quite well, but what that in itself is something massive to actually have that sort of choice. But the Mkhitaryan thing's huge. But I just want to say about Schweinsteiger before I go to your live comments. Bastian Schweinsteiger, he actually played a massive. I wanted him to. We'd won the game at 3-1 when it was like 67 minutes or whatever it was, and I wanted Rashford to come on up front for Zlatan and Bastian to come on and have 20 minutes. But the big positive for me is just to see Schweinsteiger back in a Manchester United shirt. I love him. He's always been one of my favourite midfielders outside of United for the last decade or so. He's a brilliant player. He's a proper leader, and he's a winner. And I want, we haven't seen the best of him in a United shirt, but when he was frozen out in the summer, I wasn't happy about it because I just like him as a player and as an individual. So to see him 5 minutes, he's worked so bloody hard, because if you're frozen out like that, that's normally it, curtains. He's obviously got his head down, been a professional, worked his way back into the squad, to the bench, to get 5 minutes tonight. And if that's it, and I hope it isn't, I hope we see more of him, but if that's it, I'm just so happy that we got to see him in a United shirt again. Absolutely brilliant, and it just shows you, and this is the same with Mkhitaryan, it's the same with Martial, it's the same with Rooney, it's the same with Jones, it's the same with Rojo, it's the same with Mata, it's the same with Herrera, it's the same with Valencia. If you work hard under this manager and work for him and show you're going to put the hard work in, you will get in this team. And now what we're seeing is the good players have tweaked onto that, and they're getting in the team, and we're starting to get the team right. And I guarantee you, I said it last week, we will click. It might not be that. It might not be on Sunday. It might not be against Spurs, but we will click at some point. I think we'll click around New Year. We'll start winning games week in, week out until the summer, and then we'll take that into next season, and we will win the league next year. That is what I think will happen. I've tweeted it. I've said it on this video. I think it will happen. But Schweinsteiger, he actually played a really good ball into Herrera, who ran on and set the fourth goal. And it'd be very remiss of me not to say this, but Herrera and Carrick were brilliant tonight. Total unsung heroes. People just will forget about them because they didn't score goals, didn't get any assists, but they just ran that midfield, worked really hard, and were fantastic. I think the whole team was really good tonight. And Valencia, forgot about him, absolutely brilliant. He deserved to be a nomination for Man of the Match. Brilliant, and great to see the link up between him and Mkhitaryan. It's exciting, it's good. I think Sunday will come down to that thing that we've been dreading for the last 2 years, which is the team news. And I think the team news will dictate what happens to us on Sunday. If he brings Lingard in and Rashford in on the wings, we probably won't win the game. If he plays Martial and Mkhitaryan, I think we'll win the game. As I said, Mkhitaryan is just a brilliant player, a brilliant footballer, brilliant balance, brilliant with both feet. Such the way he caresses the ball, the weight of his pass. But that crossing was brilliant tonight. That was something that I'd not really seen or considered, and brilliant. And if we can start putting that sort of ball into the box, then Zlatan's going to have a party, because he'll live off that. But absolutely superb performance, really positive. But as I was saying in the middle of the video, Mourinho deserves the credit. I've not read your comments massively. David Jones, enjoying watching Wazza again. We haven't seen the same ridiculous comments that we saw last Thursday. Where are all the Rooney haters now? Because nobody hates Rooney. Everybody's been saying that Rooney's been crap for 2 years, which is true. Now, whether that was down to Van Gaal, whether that was down to Rooney feeling that he didn't need to prove himself or not, who knows? But the big positive is the player does want to prove himself, and he has still got it. And Mourinho brought that out of him, and that is the positive. And it's the same with Rojo, and it's the same with Mkhitaryan, and it's the same with Phil Jones, and it's the same with Herrera, and it's the same with Mata. This manager is the real deal. And the fact that some other clubs and the press are saying he's finished, he's done, this, that and the other, whatever happens between now and the end of this season, and however long Mourinho is, we can never move away from the fact that we've just seen Wayne Rooney play like Wayne Rooney used to play 3 years ago, and that's down to this manager. And we've just seen Manchester United play like we haven't seen Manchester United play for 4 years. Scintillating wing play, fast, good movement of the ball, desire, passion, entertaining. And we've seen it. And if it all ends tomorrow, we've seen it. And I know it's only West Ham, but we have been seeing this anyway at home. We've just not been putting the ball in the back of the net. And I think we will move on. And I'm really positive about it. Really positive. And I think the manager deserves a massive amount of applause. And as I keep saying, back this manager. Don't fall into the trap of tripe and shit and crap that they're trying to throw at him just because of what he is as a personality, and people are bitter and the press are out to get him and the FA are out to get him. What he's done to Manchester United in the last 3 years, 3 months, is sensational. yeah, the results haven't been great, but they will come. And yeah, he's got less points than Moyes and Van Gaal had. But it's not always just about the points. Points are important. It's about where the club's going. It's about what the club's doing on the pitch. We've had amazingly bad luck. And I don't like to say that bad luck, but we should have more points than we have. We should have at least 6 more points than what we've got, and that is a fact. But what he's done is amazing, and I think we're onto things. And there's so many positives, Got to play this 11 against Everton, says Jashnit. Rooney looks 5 years fitter. He does. He's got a point to prove. I think Rooney made a massive mistake in August. I ain't got carried on with his rubbish performances of the last 2 years. That Watford performance away was the worst I've seen Rooney play in his life. And he came out with that comment in August. Oh, I don't need to, I've got nothing to prove to anybody. He's been dropped. He's got his act together. He's had that rubbish in the press. And he looks a changed man. What Rooney's done over the last few weeks is blatantly obvious. He's got himself fit. He's working hard. He's hungry. He's passionate. And we've seen the old Wayne Rooney. It's a shame it's took that. But this manager got it out of him. Mickey Starks, 2-man of the matches, says Dav OK. He's a sensational footballer. Rooney was amazing, says Danny Dobson. Mark, can United win the League Cup, says Shaka Phillips. We've got a great chance. We should be in the final now. And it'll be Liverpool or Southampton. Can't wait. Be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Martial finalises the exit of Memphis, says Navi. Memphis is gone. Yeah, he is gone. Next year, all our new players will be settled. Then we will win the league, says Paul Duncanson. We will win the league next year. Mourinho wins the title in his first 2 years everywhere. We can't win the league this year. I think it's way to have 4 teams ahead of you. It's too much. The gap's too big, and there's too many. You've got to hope 4 teams drop so many points. It won't happen, but we'll win it next year. But I've been saying that for a while. I said it before tonight. Thanks everybody for watching. Superb. If you're new to the United Stand, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Massive result for us tonight. Not really the result, just the players. Martial, it's not about the result. It's not about, oh, look at us, we beat West Ham 4-1. If you've been listening, that's not where I'm going with this. What I'm going with this is Mkhitaryan and Martial back playing well will get us more results and better performances in the future. And also, just a massive shout out to the manager for the reasons I've said. What he's done with Rooney, what he's done with Rojo and Jones and Mata and Herrera. Schweinsteiger back was just beautiful. That's what football is, romance. But thanks everyone for watching. We're live tomorrow night at 8:30. We're doing a Skype Goldbridge tomorrow night at 8:30 where you can Skype in and have or call in and have your say on United. That's what the United Stand is. It's all about your channel. Spread the word about us. Keep getting involved on the watch-alongs. An hour live before every game. Sunday night live at 8:30. Skype Goldbridge on a Monday night. Live previews at 8:30 a couple of nights before the game. It all goes on. And we're going to start doing the transfer shows again. So loads to get involved in. A fantastic community. And absolutely brilliant. Thanks everybody for watching. Speak to you all soon. Enjoy tomorrow. United won. And I'm really excited about Sunday. Even though it's going to be a very hard game. I can't wait for it. Because if we play this sort of football, good football wins